and data is a key opportunity and priority for UNODC across our mandate areas, and we are helping member states to leverage technology in the fight against maritime crime, including through the provision of satellite imagery, radar systems, and maritime domain awareness infrastructure. Fourth, and finally, I would like to highlight the need to tackle root causes and support all countries to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals as part of integrated crime prevention responses, most of all for affected coastal communities. The private sector can be our partner in these endeavors. Major shipping companies issued a declaration in May 2021 on the suppression of privacy, which also highlighted the importance of capacity building and information sharing. Pirates, criminals, and terrorists exploit poverty and desperation to seek recruits, gain support, and find shelter. To counter these threats, we need to raise awareness and educate people, especially youth, while providing alternative livelihoods and support for local businesses. Mr. President, dear Council members, we know that there can be no security without development and no development without security on land or at sea. Now the global pandemic has exposed many fragilities and vulnerabilities of our societies and economies, and this is no less true of the maritime domain. To recover better and promote prosperity, we need to strengthen cooperation and capabilities. We must combat immediate threats to maritime security while building local capacities and empowering coastal communities to manage the problem sustainably over the long term. This requires meaningful investment, commitment, and political will. Working together, we can keep our seas safe and free from crime. Thank you, Mr. President and Council members.
Thank you. I thank all briefers for their inputs. I shall now make a statement in my capacity as the Prime Minister of India. Excellencies, maritime security पर इस अहम चर्चा में जुड़ने के लिए
Thank you all for your participation in today's important high-level debate on maritime security. I once again thank the UN Secretary General for his positive message and the Executive Director of UNODC for her informative briefing. I am truly grateful to the President of Russia, the President of Kenya, and the Prime Minister of Vietnam for their presence at today's event. Excellencies, oceans are our shared global commons. They are also the lifeline of international trade. Above all, they are key to our planet's future. The oceans are extremely important for our planet's future. However, today, this common maritime heritage of ours faces various types of threats. Maritime routes are being misused for piracy and terrorism. There are maritime disputes between several countries, and climate change and natural disasters are also challenges to the maritime domain. In this context, we need a framework for mutual cooperation in order to conserve and utilize our shared maritime heritage. Such a framework cannot be created by any country alone. It requires joint efforts by all of us. It was with this thought that we decided to bring this very important subject to the UN Security Council. I am confident that today's high-level debate will provide the necessary guidance to the international community on the subject of maritime security. Excellencies, I would like to put forward 5 basic principles to provide a structure for today's debate. The first principle is that we need to remove barriers to legitimate maritime trade. Global prosperity for all our nations depends on the active flow of maritime trade. Any hindrance in maritime trade can threaten the entire global economy. Free maritime trade has always been part of the civilizational ethos of India. Thousands of years ago, the Lothal port of the Indus Valley civilization had extensive maritime trade linkages with its contemporary civilizations. It was in the free maritime environment of the ancient world that Lord Buddha's message of peace and harmony could spread across the world. In the present context, based on this open and inclusive ethos, India has put forward the vision of Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. Through this vision, we want to create an inclusive framework for maritime security in our region. The vision aims for a safe, secure, and stable maritime domain. For free maritime trade, it is also necessary that we fully respect the rights of the seafarers of other countries.
The second principle is that maritime disputes should be resolved peacefully and in accordance with international law. This is extremely important for promoting mutual trust and confidence and ensuring global peace and stability. It was with this understanding and maturity that India resolved its maritime boundary with its neighbor Bangladesh.